Here's three things that the Lord told me and spoke to me through his word while I was praying about my husband being my husband. I feel like we have this idea that when we're praying for our future husband, that God's automatically going to say yes or no. Sometimes there is a whole waiting season for God to say yes or no. Sometimes God will say no through something in his word. He'll give an impression on our hearts. But for me, God spoke a lot of things through the Bible, but it wasn't a direct yes. It was more so like little hints of things until I finally recognized, okay, this guy is my husband. God told me through people pulling me aside, being like, hey, you're gonna marry Freddie. God told me through dreams that I received my husband, but never in my dream was it my now husband. But as I was waiting to hear an answer, God always put Bible verses on my heart. Here is 3 Bible verses that the Lord spoke to my heart as I was praying for my husband, in hopes that when you're praying and you feel a Bible verse on your heart, you would seek that and you would pray over that and ask the Lord if he's speaking that over your prayer. First thing was to guard my heart above all else. And it wasn't a no, but God was like, guard your heart. So I had to know how to just be my husband's friend. This is something that I really struggled with in the past with men. I did not know how to just be a friend. I would give my body way too soon. I would fall in love way too soon. I did not know how to just be a guy friend. And this is something that God was extending in me and teaching me. So the Lord really told me to guard my heart above all else. And so I would have to pray that God would help me to just be his friend, to guard my heart around him, not share too much of my life too soon, and also not invest way too soon. Another thing God told me was in Song of Solomon's, do not awaken love too soon. So God did not say no, but he was allowing me to know that there is a timeline for something like this, and to not let my heart be too invested too soon. For some people, that can look like not falling in love too soon, not even opening your heart to the idea of dating too soon. But for me, I knew that it was just not falling for him way too soon and not awakening that aspect of love between us too soon. The last thing was Ecclesiastes 8:5, which is a wise heart knows a proper time and the just way, or the proper time and the proper procedure. God was telling me that there is a proper time for us and that there is a proper procedure that he wants to take us through. We signed off on not dating for a year when we joined seminary. We had to see each other every single day, 6 days a week. So obviously we could not invest in love way too soon. So God was really sharing that there is a proper procedure. And I knew that he had to break a lot of chains in my heart in regards to romance and a romantic relationship before I could even be with my husband. And so that was the other thing, was a wise